So today is chapter 32, titled Grace Becoming, and we are getting near the end of the book, and near the end of my book, I'm fine just the way I am. And this chapter is really about how, important. I share this chapter because I really wanted to share how important it is to do our self-care work every day. And I look at self-care much deeper than kind of along the surface level of, bubble baths and maybe going for a walk in nature. Not to say those things aren't important, they are very important. But this chapter really speaks to the self-care of continuing to be with our inner self, to be with those things that come up in our lives that trigger us, and to work with, why that is, why we are still, what parts of ourselves still need to be healed. So I'm continuing to do that work that I still do today. That is very much part of my daily life, is to make sure that I am doing my inner self-care so that I can be the best that I can be as I serve others and helping them on their healing journey. So the part I'm going to read with you is just a short excerpt today, and I'm actually going to share with you what grace becoming represents to me, because that would be the words that I would choose in 2019 to help keep me moving through this journey that I am still on today. And every year for probably the last 4 or 5 years, I've picked a word for the year to help guide me. And that year it was grace becoming, which represents for me the adage that we are all a work in progress. We are never finished so long as we walk this earthly plane. The more I reflected on the quote I opened to at random in Miranda's book, the more I felt at my core the words grace becoming are really about compassion, starting with the compassion we first learned to have toward ourselves. We've gotten so caught up in this idea of perfection and thinking others have better lives than we do that we end up believing we are alone in our struggles. We also fear making mistakes. I can certainly attest to having these feelings, and more than I sometimes care to admit. But it's cultivating compassion first for ourselves that we need to practice. This requires taking some time each day to be in touch with what matters to our souls, and to understand that at a core level, we all want the same thing: to feel loved, heard, and to experience peace. So tomorrow I'll be reading an excerpt from chapter 33, titled Animal and Oracle Wisdom. And I should have refreshed myself with this before I did this video, but we'll see what comes up. Animal and Oracle Wisdom, I love combining the two. They have both been instrumental in my life, so I will share an excerpt from that chapter tomorrow. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.